She didn't know that the moment she stopped fighting her own life would be the moment everything changed. She had spent years believing that her thoughts were just background noise, harmless chatter that meant nothing. She didn't realize that every word she whispered to herself was a brick, laid carefully, building either a prison or a palace. She thought her circumstances were simply happening to her, that she was a passenger in a story written by someone else's hand. But she was wrong, and the moment she discovered this, her entire world tilted on its axis. She remembers the exact second she understood that her body had been listening to every thought she ever had. The tension in her shoulders, the tightness in her chest, the heaviness behind her eyes, these were not random afflictions. They were conversations. They were her own mind speaking to her cells, and her cells responding faithfully, obediently, the way a child responds to a parent's voice. She had been so busy blaming the world that she never once turned inward to ask what she had been telling herself in the quiet hours of the night. Somewhere along her journey, she encountered the teachings of a woman who believed that the thoughts we think and the words we speak create our experience. This woman taught that the subconscious mind does not distinguish between truth and repetition. It simply absorbs what it hears most often. She began to wonder how many times she had said, "I am not enough," before her own nervous system began to believe it as gospel. She began to wonder how many times she had said, "I am tired," before her body decided that tiredness was simply who she was. This is the story of someone who chose, finally, to change the conversation. And what happened next will surprise you, because it is happening right now, in this very room, to you. Welcome back to the Louise Hay Manifest channel, a sacred space built for those who are ready to remember their own power. If you are here today, it is not by accident. Something inside you, some quiet intuitive whisper, led you to this video at exactly the right moment. Trust that whisper. It has never lied to you, and it is not lying to you now. Today's session is designed to be more than just words you listen to passively. This is a vibrational experience. Over the next 20 minutes, we are going to walk together through 7 chapters of healing, each one crafted to gently lift the frequency of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your physical body. Louise Hay spent her life teaching that the body, mind, and spirit are not separate entities operating independently. They are one unified system, constantly communicating, constantly influencing one another. When you change your thoughts, you change your chemistry. When you change your chemistry, you change your reality. This video is structured intentionally. We begin with the foundation of self-love, because nothing built without self-love can stand for long. We move into releasing the past, because old wounds left unattended will quietly sabotage the present. We explore the power of affirmations, the importance of forgiveness, the practice of gratitude, the art of trusting life's process, and finally, we arrive at full vibrational alignment, the place where manifestation becomes almost effortless. You do not need to do anything special right now except breathe and listen. You do not need to force belief. You do not need to fix yourself, because you were never broken to begin with. You simply forgot, somewhere along the way, who you really are. This video is a reminder, not a repair. So find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breath slow down just slightly. Whether you are driving, resting, working, or simply lying in bed tonight, allow these words to settle into the deeper layers of your mind, the layers that do not argue, the layers that simply absorb and obey. Let's begin this journey together, one gentle thought at a time. Louise Hay often said that the only thing we are ever really doing is thinking thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. This simple truth is the doorway into everything that follows in this video. Your outer world functions like a mirror, reflecting back to you the beliefs that live quietly in your inner world. When something repeats in your life, it is rarely punishment. It is information. Many people spend years trying to change their reflection by adjusting the glass itself, rearranging circumstances, changing jobs, changing relationships, without ever turning to face themselves directly. The body keeps an honest record. Chronic patterns in health, finances, and relationships often point back to a core belief that has never been examined in the light. Self-criticism is one of the heaviest vibrations a person can carry, and it is also one of the most common, often disguised as humility or honesty. When you begin speaking to yourself the way you would speak to someone you deeply love, your internal chemistry begins shifting almost immediately. The mirror exercise, looking into your own eyes and saying, "I love you, I really love you," may feel uncomfortable at first, which is precisely the evidence of how much healing is waiting underneath. Discomfort during self-love practices is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that an old wound is finally being touched gently instead of being ignored. Every time you choose a kinder thought about yourself, you are quite literally voting for a different future, because your present beliefs are tomorrow's circumstances in seed form. As this chapter closes, simply notice, without judgment, how you have been speaking to yourself today. Awareness alone begins the shift. The past cannot be changed, but your relationship to the past can be transformed completely, and this transformation is where true freedom lies. Many people unconsciously believe that holding on to pain proves their pain was valid. But release does not erase what happened. It simply stops the wound from bleeding into your present. Resentment has been described as a stone carried in the chest, and the body eventually tires of carrying weight that was never meant to be permanent. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior. It is about refusing to let someone else's actions continue to write the chapters of your life long after they have left the room. Old emotional patterns often hide in the body as tension, particularly in the neck, shoulders, lower back, and stomach, areas associated with control, support, and digestion of life experiences. A gentle practice is to place a hand over the area of tension and simply say, "I am willing to release this. I am safe to let this go now." Releasing does not require dramatic confrontation or grand gestures. Often it is a quiet, private decision made in stillness, repeated daily until it becomes true. The subconscious mind responds beautifully to repetition, so releasing work is rarely a single event. It is a gentle, consistent practice, much like physical exercise for emotional muscles. As you release old grief, old anger, old guilt, you create literal space in your energetic field for new experiences to enter your life. Picture, right now, something from your past gently dissolving like fog under morning sunlight. You are not erasing your story. You are simply lightening its weight. An affirmation is not a magic spell. It is a repeated instruction given to the subconscious mind, which eventually accepts repetition as reality. Louise Hay believed that every thought we think is creating our future, which means affirmations are simply intentional thoughts chosen on purpose rather than left to chance. The most effective affirmations are stated in the present tense, as though they are already true, because the subconscious mind does not respond well to future tense promises. Saying, "I am worthy of love," carries far more power than, "I will be worthy of love someday," because someday rarely arrives on its own. Resistance to an affirmation is normal and expected. If your mind argues back, that argument is simply revealing the old belief that needs gentle rewriting. Pairing affirmations with mirror work amplifies their effect significantly, because eye contact with yourself bypasses many of the usual mental defenses. Affirmations work best when felt, not just spoken. A flat, mechanical repetition carries less vibrational power than a phrase spoken with genuine emotional warmth. Consistency matters more than intensity. A few minutes of heartfelt affirmation practice daily outperforms one emotional outburst of positivity followed by weeks of silence. Common areas for affirmation work include health, abundance, relationships, and self-worth, though any area of life can be gently rewritten using this method. As you listen to this video, allow these affirmations to settle gently into your mind. I am safe. I am loved. I am worthy. Life supports me completely. Forgiveness has often been misunderstood as weakness, when in truth it requires tremendous inner strength to release the desire for retribution. Holding unforgiveness toward another person is often compared to drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness work frequently begins not with others, but with the self, since many people carry deep unspoken guilt about decisions made long ago. A powerful private practice involves silently saying to someone who hurt you, "I forgive you for not knowing better. I release you now, and I release myself." You do not need the other person's awareness, agreement, or apology for forgiveness to be effective, because forgiveness is primarily an internal energetic shift. Some situations require professional support, especially involving trauma, and acknowledging this need is itself an act of deep self-respect. Forgiveness does not mean the relationship must continue. You can forgive someone completely and still choose never to speak to them again. As old resentment dissolves, physical symptoms connected to that resentment, often digestive or muscular tension, may gradually begin to ease as well. Practicing forgiveness regularly, even towards small daily irritations, builds emotional flexibility that benefits every other area of your life. Take a breath now, and silently offer forgiveness to one person who has been sitting quietly in your memory. Feel the smallest fraction of lightness that follows. Gratitude is often treated as a polite afterthought, when in truth it functions as one of the highest vibrational states available to a human being. The subconscious mind cannot easily focus on lack and abundance simultaneously, which means gratitude naturally crowds out scarcity-based thinking. A consistent gratitude practice rewires perception over time, training your attention to notice evidence of goodness that was always present but previously overlooked. Many people wait for big achievements to feel grateful, but gratitude practiced over small things, warm coffee, sunlight, a stranger's smile, builds the strongest emotional foundation. Gratitude journaling before sleep has been associated with improved emotional regulation, partly because it shifts the final thoughts of the day toward warmth rather than worry. Saying "thank you" for something you want, as though you have already received it, is a technique often used to accelerate manifestation through emotional anticipation. Gratitude toward your own body, even amid illness or imperfection, can soften the relationship between mind and body considerably. Complaining and gratitude cannot occupy the same emotional space for long, which is why gratitude practice naturally reduces the frequency of complaint over time. Gratitude is contagious within relationships, often inspiring reciprocal kindness from others without any direct request being made. Right now, silently name 3 things you are grateful for, however small, and notice the subtle warmth that begins to spread through your chest. Much suffering comes not from circumstances themselves, but from the resistance and fear surrounding uncertainty about what comes next. Trusting life does not mean passively waiting for things to happen. It means taking inspired action while releasing the need to control every outcome. The phrase, "life loves me," may feel difficult to say at first, especially during hardship, yet repeated gently, it begins reshaping the nervous system's baseline sense of safety. Anxiety often stems from believing you must figure everything out alone, while trust gently reminds you that you are supported by forces larger than your immediate awareness. Surrender is frequently misunderstood as giving up, when it more accurately means releasing the exhausting grip of constant mental control. Many breakthroughs in life occur immediately after a person finally stops forcing a specific outcome and allows space for new possibilities to emerge. Trust can be practiced in small daily moments, such as trusting that you will find a parking space, before being applied to larger life decisions. The universe, or life itself, often communicates through synchronicities, repeated signs, and unexpected opportunities that arise once resistance softens. Practicing patience during periods of uncertainty is not wasted time. It is often the exact period during which unseen groundwork is being laid. Silently affirm now, "I trust life. I trust timing. I trust myself to handle whatever comes next." Vibrational alignment occurs when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all point in the same direction, rather than working against one another. Misalignment often feels like wanting something deeply while simultaneously believing it is impossible, creating an exhausting internal tug of war. Raising your vibration is rarely about forcing happiness. It is about gently removing the layers of fear, doubt, and old conditioning that block your natural state. Joy, peace, and love are considered your natural baseline state, meaning lower emotions are not flaws but simply temporary clouds passing over the sun. Small daily choices, the music you listen to, the people you surround yourself with, the words you speak, accumulate into your overall vibrational tone. Meditation, deep breathing, and time in nature are simple yet powerful tools for returning quickly to a higher emotional frequency. As your internal vibration rises, your external circumstances often begin shifting to match it, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. You do not need to wait for permission, perfection, or proof to begin raising your vibration today. The decision itself is the beginning of the shift. Every chapter in this video has been building toward this moment, gently guiding you back toward your own natural state of well-being. Take one final deep breath, and silently affirm, I am rising. I am aligned. I am ready to receive everything that is meant for me. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to notice how you feel compared to when this video began. Perhaps your breathing has slowed. Perhaps your shoulders have softened. Perhaps, somewhere quietly within you, a small shift has already taken place, even if you cannot fully articulate it yet. This is the nature of vibrational work. It often moves silently beneath the surface long before it becomes visible in your outer life. Remember that healing is never a single event completed once and forgotten. It is a gentle, ongoing relationship you build with yourself, one thought, one breath, one affirmation at a time. You do not need to be perfect at this practice. You simply need to be willing, and willingness alone carries tremendous power. Every time you choose self-love over self-criticism, gratitude over complaint, and trust over fear, you are casting a vote for the life you truly want to experience. If this video brought you even a small sense of peace, consider returning to it whenever you need a gentle reminder of your own power. Subscribe to the Louise Manifest channel for more guided journeys like this one, designed to support your healing at every stage. Share this video with someone who may need these words today. And as you go forward into the rest of your day or evening, carry this truth gently with you. You are loved, you are supported, and your vibration is rising exactly as it should.